I ate a bunch of my kids' Halloween candy and now I got the tummy troubles. What's that? Learned my lesson. Clearly you don't know me. Ow. Hello and welcome everybody. I'm Jeff Stoltzfus and I am filled with sugar. That's Kevin and this is Shut Up Football. This week we're talking about candy, wax statues, and some very, very white men as we recap Week 8 of the NFL season. Hit it! Well, there was a buttload of news this week, but we're not going to get to any of it right now. I will hit that next week, I promise. If you like football and you know it, why don't you go ahead and click that subscribe button. We have fun here. And tap the thumbs up button too. It helps people find the show. Now it's time to take a look back to last week. It's time for the recap. Packers, Cardinals. Somebody show me on a map the factory where they're cranking out these coaches. I assume it's on White Boy Island where there's a barber shop on every corner and it rains Drakkar Noir. Minus their top two pass snatchers entering the game. Before it was over, they'd lose another. Robert Tonyan, out for the year. No worries. This is why Rodgers sent GM Brian Gutekunst up Mount Purgatory to fetch the soul of Randall Cobb. Cobb had 2 touchdowns. Worth the hike. They're only 3 feet in a yard, but there's 4 between Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon, and they found all the yards they needed. Jones bounced like a pinball and found 6. Have some! James Conner and Chase Edmonds made hay as well. Hopkins had a score, but it was called back because he palmed the defender's face and dragged him to the end zone. That's just a trophy. Let him keep the score. And the face. Murray was banged up too. He got knocked down, but he got back up again. No, you're never going to keep him down. And he's short, so it's not as far to fall. Rondale Moore fucked up a punt reception. He called for a fair catch to let it bounce and then fingered it anyway. You're gonna get an earful from whichever one of these guys is your coach. I wanna say Reese Van Winkle. Looks like a paint swatch from Brooks Brothers. I guarantee they all have that puffy vest thing. In the middle of being tackled, Rodgers asked the side judge to pull his finger. Not this time, Rodgers. Fool me twice, shame on me. Only a month ago, Rasul Douglas was dicking around on the Cardinals practice squad. Now he's on the Packers making a game-saving interception. The world needs heroes. Panthers, Falcons. Receiver Calvin Ridley was a surprise inactive as he stepped away from the team for mental health reasons. Sound decision, and perhaps one the fans should follow following Week 8's dismal loss. Despite an early forced fumble on Chuba Hubbard, the Panthers stayed committed to the run. A good idea since their receivers kept dropping passes. Hubbard's redemption would come with 82 yards and an end zone dance. Even Sam Darnold chipped in 66 on the ground. Darnold is like a vaccine, better in small doses. Too much will inoculate you from wins. Shaq Thompson returned this week. He took the ball and he left a body count. With no Ridley, Matt Ryan had to look elsewhere. Unfortunately, Stephon Gilmore was on Kyle Pitts like an ugly Christmas sweater. He took what was his and never even said thank you. Can Coach Rule course correct? Hell yes he can. There's still time to barely miss the playoffs. Dolphins, Bills. Coach Flores said receiver Preston Williams didn't travel with the team to Buffalo for disciplinary reasons, which sounds like bullshit. If you truly want to punish a man, send him to Buffalo. Josh Allen had a slow start, but then he found his inner zen. I assume someone whispered in his ear, "You're playing the Dolphins." From then began a rampage. Josh Allen on the run. Touchdown. Josh Allen to Diggs. Touchdown. Josh Allen smacked in the face. Touch diddly did damn down. Meanwhile, the Dolphins did fuck all on the day, save for one big 4th down where Tua hit Gesicki right in the blowhole for a big gain. What would it even mean if the Dolphins managed to squeak out a win against the Bills? Our minds might implode as we reconsider everything we know to be true, but it wouldn't change a thing about the Dolphins. Swim hard as they might, this franchise has had a cinder block tied to its ankle and been dumped in the bay. A sacrifice to appease an angry Poseidon. Stop sending us hurricanes, you bastard! We're running out of plywood and margarita mix.
49ers, Bears.
Playing in Chicago, Jimmy Garoppolo was a mere 30 minutes from where he grew up, a fact the commentators refused to get beyond. With the Bears still naggyless, special teams coach Chris Tabor would call the shots. But what did he bring to the table beyond looking like a John Gruden wax statue that went through a car wash with the top down? For Coach Shanahan, seen here watching his loved ones cry out to him as he does nothing, it was mere child's play to outcoach him. Deebo Samuel ran goddamn wild. I mean, hook a chariot to him and run circles around the stadium Ben-Hur style. He did as he pleased. Elijah Mitchell found wide open spaces and racked up yards all day. Near the goal line, he got some extra help. Namely, everyone. Justin Fields would need to be special, and on one play, he was. On 4th and 1, the Niners blew up the play. Fields ran for his goddamn life. Forget your first down. Fields has a fever, and the only prescription is more touchdowns. But Jimmy Garoppolo grew up 30 minutes from here. This day belonged to him. Deebo on the sweep. Fuck off, Samuel, this one's mine. Garoppolo for the touchdown. And then again.
30 minutes!
Touchdown. They even threw the ball to Brandon Ayuk. Now they're just fucking with you, Chicago.
Steelers, Browns.
Prior to the game, Myles Garrett caught attention for Ben Roethlisberger's tombstone on his front yard. It's possible that this is a naturally occurring coincidence. But lo, the Reaper appeared on the field, ready to take souls. Souls with enough letters in them to make a Scrabble game horny. And though Ben Roethlisberger appeared dead and buried at times this year, he arose from a suburban front yard sprinkled with weed and feed. Zombies burger. Brains need brains. Why start now? Forget brains. Feed Najee the ball. Short slant to Deontay Johnson. That works. Pat Freiermuth for a touchdown. That works too. Can't kill me if I don't have the ball. That's a rule, right? I guess not. On a fake field goal for no discernible reason, kicker Chris Boswell threw it up and was leveled for his effort. He was ruled out the rest of the game and the Steelers had no kicker. But I'm sure it was worth it. It's not like someone bounced his brain off the inside of his skull or anything.
Eagles, Lions.
Just when Miles Sanders goes down, Coach Sirianni decides they should run the ball more. Fine, it's Kenny Gainwell time. Right? That's what everyone said all week? Nope. I'm going to play my third string running back and, oh yeah, let's call up someone else from the practice squad. That's right, it was Boston Scott and Jordan Howard. They each scored 2 touchdowns. If this was strictly to embarrass the Lions, I'm into it. But it felt more like chaos from a coach flinging spaghetti on the wall just to see what sticks. The Lions don't need to be embarrassed. They do that fine on their own. Fumbles, drop passes, and it's not fair to blame it all on Goff, but throwing the ball out of bounds on 4th down seems like a bad idea. Though a fan was more likely to make the catch than any of the Lions' receivers. Goff said he wasn't trying to throw the ball away, which if I may translates to, I'm not stupid, I'm just not very good. I hate to argue.
Titans, Colts.
It came as no surprise that the ghost would return on Halloween. Unfortunately, T.Y. Hilton didn't make it to the end of this game. He got the boo-boos and left early. At this point, you'd have better luck seeing Hilton on Cameo than on the field, and it'd be a hell of a lot cheaper too. The game sucked a fat fart through a garden hose. 1 minute Carson Wentz was slipping away from pressure and hitting receivers. The next he was making shit decisions and gifting balls to defenders who merely needed to be there. The Titans dragged this one to overtime and brought home the victory. But at what cost? They lost Derrick Henry for the season. Long live the king.
Bengals, Jets.
Just when you thought you knew your ass from a hole in the ground, the Bengals lost to the Jets. Backup quarterback Mike White outdueled Joe Burrow. With Zach Wilson soon to return and Joe Flacco's addition, the quarterback waters are murkier than diarrhea in a fishbowl. Michael Carter benefited from the checkdowns. He had almost 100 yards receiving. But White was no checkdown Charlie. He took what the defense gave him, and the Bengals D was all kinds of slutty. Fans filled MetLife Stadium with chants from Mike White. Look at this guy. He looks like a Mike White. He looks like a saltine wearing khakis. He had 400 yards and 3 touchdowns. The man is a killer. Call him Mr. White. There's no bones about it. The Jets handed them their asses like Halloween candy. Ass candy. And that's it. That's our show. Apologies, I don't have the full line of matchups this week. As I said, I'm not actually feeling very well, so I will make it up to you next week. Things will be back to normal, I promise. Thanks a lot for watching Shutout Football, and we will catch you next week. Peace!
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys. It sound right, boy.
Oh. Call my family.